Hey, it's Marko here from Fair Realty. Not sure if you're following the World Cup. I certainly am. I'm both a Canadian citizen and a Croatian citizen, and the two countries were in the same group. Unfortunately, Canada has been eliminated from the World Cup, but Croatia made it on to the next round. We're facing Japan on Monday. That's kind of exciting, but I'm here for the Victoria, BC real estate market update for November 2022. Let's start off with the sales. We had 384 sales for the month. This is the third lowest ever on record, down from last year. Last year we had 653. 2020 we had 795 sales. So we had less than half the sales that we had in November 2 years ago. The two lower years than this year were 2012 November, we had 366 sales, and the all-time record low is 208. As we entered a recession, we had 268 sales in the November of 2008. Prices. So a bit of a shocker in my opinion. The single family home median came in under $1 million at 999,000. Keep in mind, this peaked in March at 1.31 million. So we've essentially dropped 30% on the median. I do think the median coming in just under $1 million for the month of November had a bit to do with the sales mix. Not a lot of luxury sales, a lot of properties sold towards the lower end. I had anticipated the median being closer to $1,025,000, but as a result of the sales mix, it came in under $1 million. Last month, the median was $1,052,000, and I don't get the impression that single family homes in November dropped 5% from October. I think it was a lot to do with the sales mix, but nonetheless, this is now I think the 8th month in a row that the median has dropped. The average also dropped to 1,169,000, which is the lowest average for a single family home this year. Condo prices, the median went up 2,000, the average went up 5,000. Essentially, condo prices were flat. Condos are a bit more affordable, so it does not surprise me that condo prices were relatively flat in November while we saw downward pressure on single-family homes. Active listings, we finished the month at 2,111 active listings. This is down from last month, which was closer to 2,300, and down from September, which was 2,300. This is a surprise to me. I thought inventory would climb a bit this fall due to interest rates and sellers that are forced to sell due to higher interest rates. We haven't seen distressed sales out there. We haven't seen sellers panicking. It's a really strange market. Third lowest sales in the history since we started keeping that statistics 32 years ago, but also inventory is just not coming to market. Inventory has dropped month over month the last few months. So sellers not selling, buyers not buying. Kind of interesting. Just to give you some context, inventory last year was 887. Last year was the lowest inventory ever on record. But if we go back to 2012, that year we only had 366 sales. That year we had 4,488 active listings. So the market dynamics could be a lot worse. So what am I seeing on the ground? It's obviously very slow, but there's obviously also limited inventory. So despite the median dropping, there were a few properties in November that actually went over asking price due to this low inventory. They were attractive properties priced well. At the same time, the unattractive properties are sitting longer in the market. I'm also seeing properties that need a lot of work selling substantially below asking price. The one interesting thing going forward is going to be what happens with the condo market and the lifting of age restrictions and rental restrictions. That's something to look forward to. And the other thing we have to look forward to now is December 7th. So next week, the Bank of Canada is going to make another announcement. If they come out with a 0.25% interest increase, I think the market could hold in there. If they do another 0.5% interest increase, then I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bit more downward price pressure along the lines of 2-3% until we see how things are going to develop in the new year. So certainly very, very interesting times. Poor demand, obviously, but also not a ton of listings coming to market. I think everyone's kind of waiting for the spring. I think buyers are hoping conditions for buyers are going to be better in the spring. And I think sellers are hoping that conditions for sellers are going to be better in the spring. I have quite a few sellers that, I've been in discussions with, and they've decided to wait until the new year to list their property as they feel things are going to be better. It's going to be a really interesting dynamic coming up in the next 2-3 months. That's it for this week. Marko, Juras, Fair Realty.